What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It, a back-to-back episode of Combat and Kick It. We have someone to discuss today, right? Big thing. A lot of people have been discussing Sean Strickland, right? A lot of stuff revolving Sean Strickland. Obviously, Sean Strickland has a huge fight coming up, his first title defense against Dricus Du Plessis. Obviously, it's very hyped with the last, with the recent events, the current events of things that have been going on with Sean and him, right? But I want to analyze Sean Strickland. I want to do something a little different with my episodes going into 2024. So I figure, why not analyze Sean Strickland? Let's break this down. Let's really see what's been popping with Sean Strickland, right? A lot of people, I've seen different reactions on the whole Sean Strickland train. I've seen people saying that a lot of it's an act. People saying that he's softer than the person that he portrays himself to be. He's super vulnerable. All this kind of stuff. So I wanted to get in and voice my opinion on it, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing as a MMA podcaster. So let's talk about it. So, if you're a UFC fan or a newer UFC fan, you're not familiar with who Sean Strickland is. Sean Strickland is the current UFC middleweight champion, and in 2023, he became Male Fighter of the Year and had a lot of reasons to become that, right? Fought multiple times within a year, put on great performances, really good wins, and walked down the arguable one of the best middleweights of all time in Israel Adesanya. It took him 5 rounds, beat him basically all 5 rounds. If you watch my last episode, I say it's, either 5-0, 4-1, 3-2, doesn't matter. Sean got him, and he even dropped him. So a lot of big moments in 2023 for Sean Strickland. But he's gained a lot of fan recognition for more than just what he did in 23, right? Obviously, he's a bad dude. He's a tough dude, right? He will fight anybody, any given moment, short notice. It really doesn't matter, right? He will fight anybody, and he's not afraid to speak what's on his mind. He will say whatever he wants to say. It does not matter. I fuck with that, because he speaks his mind. He's free to it, right? But when you speak your mind the way you do that, right? You're opening yourself up to take anything that's coming back. So if you say something, anything that comes back your way, that's on you. We know this, right? This is stuff that we already know. It doesn't even have to be explained. But Sean has this way of saying whatever he wants to say, but I think he truly sees a lot of the stuff that the fans like to say, like him saying, right? A lot of the shit that he calls people, a lot of the jokes that he makes, I think fans like it, right? But he's gained a lot of fan recognition because of the way he speaks, right? But the main reason I come to bring this episode to life, because he's been swirling in the talks, like I said, because he's got a big fight against Dricus Du Plessis coming up in January, and there's been a lot happening in the current events, right? So you got them having a brawl in Miami. At the press conference, Dricus Du Plessis saying all types of things about his father. Sean obviously saying all types of things about Dricus and his coach and the situation, which is pretty fucking true. Like, it's not deny it. The man has grabbed Dricus' cup multiple times. There's pictures of the two of them kissing. It's kind of, it's sus. But hey, that's just my opinion. I'm not judging. Do you. But, Sean was just calling it out, right? But Dricus started bringing Sean's past into it now. So Sean in 2023 was also on Joe Rogan's podcast. No one really knew the full extent of Sean Strickland's life. But when you're on Joe Rogan, you got a long session to talk about yourself. So you're going to open up. Joe gets you to open up. So Joe had him open up, and he really was telling a lot about his life with his father, his childhood, the abuse and everything that he had to deal with. Seeing his mother get beaten, himself getting beaten, his family, his brothers and sisters getting beaten, all kinds of stuff, right? So that, trauma, that childhood trauma, he talked about it, and both Sean O'Malley and Dricus Du Plessis both brought it up at that press conference. Sean Strickland went at Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley came back with the dad stuff. Strickland brushed it off, right? It's like he didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even, put anything into it. Now, when DDP says something about it, it hit harder. I don't know if YouTube will let me put the clip up, but we'll try it. If YouTube allows me to put the clip up, it'll be right after this.
On January 20th. He said he's going to walk through me, and I'm glad that you won't finish me. You won't even get close. But don't worry. There won't be enough time.
I don't got to worry about finishing you. Your coach will finish you in the back like you're fucking used to. Don't worry about that. You're going to get fucking finished that night. Your coach got you.
Bro, why are you so angry? Bro, you think your dad beat the shit out of you? Your dad doesn't have shit on me. I'm going to show you what it's like to beat you. Every childhood memory you have is going to come back when I'm in there with you. Every single one. The one where you lie in bed at night where your dad comes in and he beats the shit out of you.
I will take your fucking soul. You understand me, you fucking pussy? Yeah, you laugh, you
Yeah, I got a nerve. I see I hit a nerve there.
Yeah, you did hit a nerve, you bitch. Go ice your ankle, you coward.
Oh, man, that's it.
So hopefully that worked. I don't know if it did, but if it didn't, go look up that clip. It was them at the press conference going back at each other. Obviously a lot of words got exchanged. They said some stuff, but Sean said some stuff, but Dricus threw the lower shots, right? You don't hear that often, but Dricus threw the lower shots, right? And he threw the childhood trauma, saying, "I'm gonna beat you like your dad beat you," right? Everything like that, right? So Sean definitely took it personal. Sean took it personal. I mean, you look at every face-off that Sean Strickland had. I mean, a lot of people on Instagram have been breaking this down. Every single face-off that Sean Strickland has had, he's smiling, laughing, joking in the face-off. This one, he was nose to nose, ready to throw a headbutt, quote-unquote, his words, too, was ready to throw a headbutt at Dricus Du Plessis until the UFC guys got in between them. But, this is personal. This is a personal fight. And I don't think Dricus is looking at it in a personal way at all. But Sean is. Sean is. And I don't know if that's going to work to Sean's favor, right? But Sean has been, showing vulnerable sides of himself, right? Which is fine. I have no gripe with that. Why would anybody be mad at somebody, being a little vulnerable? It is what it is, right? But he's crying about his childhood on Theo Von, and a lot of people are thinking this is showing signs that Dricus is going to be able to walk through him. A lot of people are thinking this is showing signs that Dricus is fucked. But which one is it? Which one is it? Now, if you look around behind me, you just see UFC posters. You don't see any psychology majors or any shit like that, right? Because I'm not. So I can't really break down the freaking human brain and how it works. The man's had a rough childhood. I don't know how it's affecting him in his training. I don't know how it's affecting him going into this fight. But he's got to remember what he's doing in this fight. He's defending the UFC middleweight championship. Now you're in a fight game. You're both talking shit to each other. I think, yes, at the same time as there is certain points of things that are off limits, there are at the same time no limits. It's the fight game. You guys are going to go fight, right? So if one guy says something, even if it is fucked up and you hate him for saying it, it's the fight game. right? They're about to go fight. They're going to basically go to war with each other. And at least it's those two that are competing. It's not like, hey, I'm dogging, John Jones, but I'm fighting Jim Jones over here. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work that way, right? So they're both talking shit to each other. Obviously, it's going to get a little personal. I think Sean has to realize he's defending a middleweight championship, and you rather go in there. Obviously, you want to go in there and fuck this dude up. You want to beat this dude's ass because he's been talking shit. Dricus the same way. Dricus wants to beat Sean's ass. Sean's been talking shit, but Sean's defending this belt. He has to remember that because Dricus is fighting for this belt. Dricus don't give a fuck if he's fighting Sean, Rob, Izzy, Jared. He's fighting for the belt. That's what his focus is on. Sean's focus isn't defending it. And Sean has to lock in and focus on defending this belt because you much rather defend the belt against the guy who talks shit about you than to lose the belt to the guy who talks shit about you because you tried to fucking take his head off in the first round. Don't do that. Go into this fight smart, obviously, but the whole breakdown and thing of Sean Strickland is really like, how is this going to affect him? But at the same time, it could also give a false sense of confidence for Dricus too. Dricus could think he has the upper hand naturally just because of all these podcasts that are coming out. Sean's talking about his childhood. It's obviously sensitive. It's a touchy subject. He's talking online saying that people shouldn't bring up stuff like that. But then other guys that he's talked shit to are like, oh, tables have turned. But I think Sean is just a wild dude, right? So he speaks what's on his mind. Speaks super freely. Says whatever the fuck he wants, right? But at the same time, I don't think he expected it, right? I don't think he expected anybody to hit him with a shot like that, right? And Dricus did. It's hard when you have nothing on somebody. You have to find something. He had a fantastic performance against Israel Adesanya. You couldn't talk shit about the performance, right? He walked him down. One of the best strikers in the UFC, and he walked him down. So you can't say nothing about the performance. You got to pick something else. Let's get under his skin since he already was talking shit. Dricus threw the low blow. It definitely got to Sean. But yeah, just wanted to do a small little breakdown on Sean Strickland because everybody's been talking about it because you're like, shit, he's got a fight coming up. This is a big fight, right? It might not be as big as Israel and him, but it's a huge fight. Your first defense is bigger than winning the belt most of the time. So he's definitely got to come in with the mindset of defending this belt, not wanting to take this guy's head off. Just take his time, do his thing, and I think Sean Strickland can get the win. But overall, I think we're going to have a fantastic fight because this one's personal. So if Sean could kind of keep it in a little bit, because when Sean just fights the way Sean fights, he puts on a good fight. And Dricus brings the heat. So I think we can have a very good fight. But I hope Sean can keep it stable because he's showing signs of not like a lack of stability, but just emotion. A lot of emotion that he didn't show before. So overall, that's this episode. On to the next one. You already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I will catch you on the next episode. I'm out. Peace.
Fire.